Hi there and welcome back to another episode at Station Road. Now today we continue on with this industrial scene that is beyond the tracks past the churchyard, and it's a case of actually starting to assemble the remaining bits of structure from the Metcalfe card kits and working out a plan of how the wiring and how the ground material and things like that will actually be modelled in order to work into this rather unusual shape in the layout. So the main focus in this episode is concentrating on this industrial area, which included a printed back scene. We also did a bit of interior detail in the boiler house. We added in some lighting and then also looked at the ground area around these buildings, which is a combination of two materials I decided to use. So I think without further ado, let's just get into it and see what took place. So the area here is now slowly taking shape, and we now have this additional Metcalfe kit here, which is the factory entrance and boiler house kit PO284, and once again this has been dissected on the back of it to suit the angle of the back scene. So the back scene itself, I managed to find a stock image of a factory scene. I actually have no idea where this actually is in real life. Fortunately, due to my profession as a graphic designer, I have a few subscriptions with stock image libraries, and this came from the Adobe stock library. So it has been manipulated. I have photoshopped this a reasonable amount to get it to work and suit, because this was originally quite a long panorama shot, and I've reproduced parts of the building on different angles and things like that to sort of get a kind of closer fit. So the plan here is to create another base level which will sit on top of this area here, and then the buildings will then be mounted to that. As you can see, we've got bits of wiring poking out and I need to do holes through and underneath. So my thoughts were, for this particular area here, I'm going to use some of the cobblestone sheet from Metcalfe, which is this material here, and that will sort of be around here in this particular area. And then this side here I will actually do in a concrete finish, and I was sort of thinking of how best to do this sort of concrete effect, because really what I want it to do is kind of match up with a bit of concrete that's visible here in the back scene. So I've seen plenty of videos via other modelers on YouTube that go to quite extensive lengths to reproduce concrete effects, and of course with great success. They look absolutely fantastic, and I sort of wanted to do a more simple approach here. So what I sort of thought of doing is maybe I could use some sandpaper. So I've got some 2000 grit sandpaper, which of course has this very uniform dark grey look to it, and I have seen people use this type of material before, and they actually scrunch it up and mess with it to try and get a sort of more weathered look to it. And I did give that a go, but it sort of didn't really come out the effect that I wanted. So what I've actually done is gone over a sheet of the sandpaper with just a grey spray paint. This is just a Tamiya spray, and almost immediately before it dries I've then gone over it with a rag and a brush to kind of peel it back a bit. So I've used a bit of mineral terps just to pull it back, and you sort of end up with these kind of scratch back effects and things like that, and I'm actually quite happy with that. So what I'm actually going to do is dice this up into sections of concrete, because this wouldn't have all been laid down in one go, so you sort of see the joins and maybe weeds popping up between the cracks and things like that. So that's the plan for this area here. One of the other things that I'm also going to do is I'm actually going to print this area of the building out again and actually adhere that to an additional layer of card, just to give it that tiny little bit of relief, like as if it's a separate building, and just stick that on over the top. Hopefully that'll sort of come out quite well there. So I think really the first thing we're actually going to do is I'm just going to map out where the areas of cobblestone will be and where the area of concrete will be, and there'll be sort of two sections essentially. This building here will be adhered to the concrete section, and then all of this will be adhered to the cobblestone section. And I think by rather than adhering these buildings directly to this particular substructure, that being on separate sections, then I can lift these out and do the weathering that's required, and of course that weathering will then extend to the actual ground areas as well. Plus also there's going to be some weed and overgrowth, because where I plan to have this part of building as a further additional piece of relief, of course you're going to see a join down here where the concrete foreground is situated in the back scene, and of course here I'll probably put in some kind of shrubs or bushes to actually hide that area itself. So I've now applied the cobblestone and concrete effect to two separate pieces of MDF, and running through here is the join, and you might be wondering why I've done it in this peculiar shape here, and it's essentially I wanted to hide the join actually underneath the buildings themselves. So this one here covers through this join and that one covers through this join here, and we've put some holes in now so we've got the wires can feed through underneath. So I've also done this building here as a very shallow relief. It's just stuck on a bit of 2mm card, and it's quite incredible the difference it makes. That particularly might not show up terribly well on the camera, but it really does actually pull the building out, even though it's only a really thin bit of card. So the next step will be to anchor these buildings down to their respective bases. Once that's done, of course, I can lift them on and off for weathering effects and other scenic assets to put in. So through here there'll be some continuation of weeds and grass, through here some bushes and brambles and things like that growing up here, and then of course actually weeds and so forth that will crop up between the joins and the concrete. So you know, there's still a lot to do in terms of that side of things. So I've now anchored the buildings down, and what I've actually used is actually two different types of glue. So for the cobblestone area, which of course is the Metcalfe card material, I've just used PVA glue, but in the area here where we have the concrete effect, essentially that's the sandpaper and enamel spray paint, and I didn't think the PVA glue might adhere to that terribly well, so I've actually used the Zap glue for that particular building, and then of course the PVA wood glue for the cobblestone area. And we've got some wheat bags now stacked on top. These are actually quite good for weighting down buildings onto their bases without damaging the buildings. So once this is all dry, we should be able to separate out the two sections, and from there I can continue with installing further lighting and begin some weathering, and of course also the scenic materials that need to be added. So now with the two components being able to be lifted out separately, I can now work on these individually in terms of scenics and weathering. And here you can see the unusual shape between the two components, and they interlock with each other in that sort of fashion, which then of course hides the join around underneath. So taking a closer look underneath, you can see it's a bit of an unusual shape, but works quite well. So looking at the other side, which is not seen, it's looking a little bit rough, but of course you're not going to see any of that, and I kind of have hacked it a little bit in terms of the backing on there, and the same applies to this one here, which is looking a little bit macabre and a little bit hacked around, but nonetheless it works and it fits against the back scene. So as I mentioned in the previous video, I'm going to block this area and this area out, and hopefully maybe actually get some kind of interior shot of a warehouse or factory, because I will be adding some lighting into some of these floors, possibly the ground floor here and maybe one of the other floors on this building here. And then of course we've got some wiring, that's the outside light, and then we've got some wiring fed through for an outside light around here, and also there's some lights inside here. I'm not going to do any lighting in the tower, I'm just going to leave that because I think we're just going to have too many issues with light bleed. So one of the interesting aspects that I did add to the factory scene was some interior detail in the actual boiler house. I did post some photos on Facebook. So it was quite a basic assembly. I used a little bit of PVC plumbing pipe. I did laser cut a few components for the front of the boiler, and I just used some bits of plastic sprue from a kit to represent some of the piping. we've got a little scattering of coal and a wee chap in there just cleaning up some of the coal. It's probably a little bit of overkill for the factory scene because it is towards the back of the layout, and you probably really wouldn't be able to have a good look in there, but I've installed a light and it at least may give an impression of something going on inside the boiler house. So there we have it at this stage of the industrial scene build. As I've mentioned, the next steps will be scenic materials and weathering and so forth, which will come up in the next video. But so far it's starting to take shape and looking the part actually in the scene, and I think this is going to come together quite well. So thank you all for watching. I do hope you're able to gain some further inspiration and ideas for your layouts. So do take care everyone, look after yourselves, and I will catch you next time. Bye for now.